notice it, and you collect it. You collect the information. Now, you met with your district. Everything has to be about probation and retention. Everything you do has to be about probation and retention. So now we have to sit down and figure out, okay, how does what we need to do connect to that, and how can we connect to that? And some of the things can, and some of the things shouldn't. But what I said to the members that we were working with, I said, look, it doesn't matter. This isn't. I know you want to play, but we have to build it, and then they'll come. And so even if it doesn't work, we're going to figure it out because that's the mission of the college. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. So then I talked, because I was new, I had no idea. I talked to some people and said, can we connect this to our C4? And of course, we can connect College Project to a C4. So we decided that that's what we were going to do, right? So I thought about it. We noticed things, and we collected the information. Okay. We paid attention. We noticed who was involved. And then we started to sell our project. And I'm going to show you in a few minutes what the project was. It's a really bad picture. But so I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I don't want to give too much away because after lunch you're going to have the opportunity to actually play the game. But we created, anybody here ever play the game of life? The board game, the game of life? Okay. So we created that board game, and I didn't invent this. I'm not a genius. I went to I did an event a couple years ago at a high school in Jersey City. I was asked as a clinician, not as a professor, to go and man a table because at the high school they were doing the game of life, and I was like, sure, why not? And I go, and I realized, okay, this is interesting. The students are engaged, they're excited, and they're learning things. So how can we take this and bring it to our campus? And I brought it down to the director of student activities and said, we need to do this. And it just so happens that as we were learning this and talking about this, I got this position, and then we said, you know what, we need to do the game of life and connect it to this History If I Take type of thing and connect it. Okay? So what the game of life does, or what our game of life does, is it gives you a scenario as a college student. Okay? And all different scenarios. And we had students write the scenarios. So I went to my students, I went to any faculty member that I'm friendly with and said, listen, can you fit this into your class somehow, right? So I had an English professor, they gave extra credit. Sociology was like, oh yes, absolutely, we're going to do this because we're going to talk about culture, we're going to talk about, everything, right? And psychology, because we're going to do thinking it. So I gathered a bunch of my faculty, so it's collaboration, it's working, meeting the vision of the college, and they gave an assignment to their classes. And the assignment was, write a scenario as if you were a student, and a lot of the students wrote their own stories, on the challenges that you faced in getting to graduation. And the scenarios are amazing. And they range from, I'm, fresh out of high school, and my parents don't speak English, and I don't know how to do this, to I'm 42, and got 6 kids, and I've got this, or I've got good grades, I've got bad grades. It's everything. So every student gets a scenario. Okay? And then they have to work their way through the game. And they have to get to graduation by solving it. And we had no idea the impact this would create. Well, we kind of sort of knew the idea that the impact would create, but not to the level that it did. We had over 200 students participate. We had over 50 faculty and administrations run the tables and support the students. And it was one of the largest events that we've ever had on campus. You're going to see just a preview of it, then you're going to get to play later on. So, does anybody have any questions about anything so far? No? Covered it? So if I leave you with, if nothing else, for your college project, you want to connect with your administration, prepare, talk about what is it that they want and how can you meet their needs and the boss, you're not going to have employees that you like. You get a job, you're not going to get to pick who you work with, right? You're not going to say, I'm taking my 4 best friends and we're going to do work in this company. That doesn't always happen, right? Ever. Okay, so it's about being flexible and knowing how to do that and then supporting and bringing that impact to your campus. And what is it going to do? Our students can't wait for our next college project. So let me show you a little bit. And this video is courtesy of the Jersey Council of County Colleges.
We're here at Passaic County Community College in Patterson, New Jersey, with their NJC4 program, Get to Graduation, the Game of Life.
So today is our 4th day of the C4 initiative here at Passaic County Community College, and this is our big rally event, and it is the Get to Graduation Game of Life. And the students are playing a simulated version of the board game, the Game of Life, where they are getting a scenario that is going to help them walk through any kind of obstacle, any kind of success, anything that will help them get to graduation.
Right now, in the room, there's a lot of activity, there's a lot of folks asking questions, getting great information, and hopefully they will understand what they need to do to reach graduation.
There's a lot of things I don't know. Like, my scenario is I'm a single mother with a 3-year-old, and I don't know if I could get help. And there's a lot of help, so good.
Take advantage of all the opportunities that we give students. The reason some don't make it is they don't take advantage of all of those things that every college offers. We're going to work with them for whatever problem it comes with. If they need remediation, fine. If they have no idea what they want to do in their life, fine. We'll take them wherever they are, and we'll take them from that point and get them to where they need to be.
Being president has actually given me the leadership skills to foster a culture of completion here at the college. Getting involved on campus is the most important thing I've done ever since I got here. It has helped me not only with my grades, meeting people in my own field. So get involved.
Being involved in the classroom, to being a president of an organization, to understanding what it means to be a student, and know that the educational community is here to help them understand that we want for them is exactly what they want for themselves, and that's to get to graduation.
For me, graduating college, it means that I got somewhere. I'll have more opportunities. I want to have my own business. I need that degree so that I can know what I'm doing when I'm running my business.
Set a goal and obtain that goal, then set another 20 years removed from high school, and I'm getting what I should have gotten back then now, but it's never too late. And I came back to Passaic County Community College to get a degree alongside my daughter. She just graduated high school, and I graduated high school 19 years ago. So there was a huge gap in between, but I'm here now. I'm committed to getting my degree, and I'm not letting anything stand in my way.
I am committed to complete.
Committed to complete. Committed to complete.
Committed to complete.
Committed to completion.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, the New Jersey Education Association, Kane University, Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, and Pearson Higher Education for their generous support in making the New Jersey Community College Completion Challenge the great success that it is. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at #NJC4.
It was truly amazing day, and I hope that my team has worked really hard to help recreate this for you guys again, and hopefully you'll get that experience in a way. But before I end real quick, I am going to put a call out to all of the advisors and any of the administration, alumni, so that you can be our table manners, and I'm going to give you a role to play so that you can help facilitate the game for the students to play, because we have to have now. And I recognize that
Can you hear me now? Attention, settle down.
Hey guys, listen up for a minute.
Alright, so you guys are going to be, we're going to learn about the honors and national college stuff. And a lot of times you're probably told to go multitask because it's like not time efficient. But I don't know if you guys have ever seen an actual experiment done that shows that multitasking is not very efficient. I need two volunteers real quickly. Alright, come on. Two volunteers. Alright, the first volunteer I need to know your ABCs. Plus the count to 1 to 26. You're going to as you start, you're going to say, you're going to count 1 to 26. Five oh eight. Wow. Now, all right, 508. Somebody write that down, 508. That's how we'll go over here. Count 1 to 26. Now everybody, ready? Yeah, fast. So if multitasking was more efficient or just as efficient, you should be able to do both in what, about 9 seconds. What, first 5 seconds? 5 what? 508. How long was this one? 4.33. So we're talking about 9.3 something seconds. All right. What you're gonna do is you're gonna alternate. You're gonna be like A1, B2, C3. And theoretically, you'll be able to do this under 10 seconds. All right. Ready? Go.
A1, B2, C3, D4, E5, F6, G7, H8, 7G. It's not happening.
Did you guys see that? We made it like to letter H in about the 10 seconds that you should have been able to do both. So, see what happens is when you're multitasking, your brain has to continuously switching from different tasks. And that too, switching back and forth makes you very inefficient. So, just a reminder of you guys who are working on your projects, always get small tests get tired. Alright?
Morning. Good afternoon. I'm picking you from lunch. This should be quick, and hopefully informational and fun. We're going to try to quote that some of you may have seen out there. Lovely quote, only because it's sad, but because happened out there. Mr. Friday last night used it. So most of you have heard it. So I'm going to use it here later. So that's why I'm showing you first. So we're talking about Middle States Safe Floor Week. That's October 17th, 2021. So if it hasn't already gone on your calendar, please make it go on your calendars. All Middle States chapters will be encouraged to participate in one way or another. You have the option of 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days activity. Either one, whatever works. This year I'm adding a twist to mine. I'm adding the 5th day, which is on Friday. I'm arranging for some, and I've already been in discussions and I've tentative arrangements with some nearby universities. We're going to have bands take students to those colleges for college tuition on that Friday. So more about that, I'm sure we'll share. Okay, we're going to have the Middle States region kickoff to C4 Saturday before the 17th. At the Amish in Action Fall Conference. So the Get Ready Go starts right now. The mindset starts today, not October 17th, not the 15th, today. A little history about C4 and Patty organization, how we started to challenge to President Obama, a response to President Obama's challenge to community college to increase the graduation rates. Of the 6 professional organizations, higher ed organizations that Patty mentioned, we were the only ones that are student driven. We're the only ones that can reach out to people. So that's where we become so critical in this effort. This is NJC4's 4th year. However, it is the 6th year, which we started in 2010. So the first 2 years, it was just C4. NJC4 formally started in 2012. Over the years, we've seen lots of celebrations. We've seen increased chapters participation. We've learned a lot of lessons that have led to modifications, improvements, adjustments, and creativity. It has energized the region that many of you are here, and why our membership has grown so much, and our completion rates have increased. And the best thing is the Middle States region's C4 efforts have been modeled and adopted by other regions throughout the country. However, it is my opinion that C4 Week should be, or a lot more than just a big signers commit to complete sign. I was one of the original promoters and cheerleaders of all New Jersey chapters C4 efforts from year 1. But I'm an intuitive person, and somebody said to me, "There's something wrong with this picture." I just couldn't figure out what it was for a while. And I'll tell you, I'll bring back to this in a second, the cards, and then what. So, year 2, I was driving down the road. I remember I was coming back from refereeing a soccer college game at Ocean County College. I'm on the Garden State Parkway, and it hit me. A hobgoblin said, "He's got no teeth." What do I mean by that? Well, what is the follow-up action to the banner signings? Is it just a big day and everybody signs and fills up that? I have gone to Essex, saw their banner the first year or 2. There was not any room for me to put my name on it. That's great, and I still support that. And anybody, I'm sure everybody signs today. There's got to be more than that. It's got to be something that will sustain those efforts. Okay, signing is just one thing. That brings me back to the previous one where I said, what next? My chapter had these boxes with all the plates cards, hundreds of them. Okay. But in terms of the follow-up action, I asked my officers and I wrote on that box on the side of the box. And then what? We got this 100, 200, whatever it is, and then what? So that's what I'm suggesting needs to happen. So that now this leads us to today and the brainstorming. Okay. First piece of advice: please do not reinvent the wheel. There are many chapters, advisors in the room, many who are not here today, who have had years of experience in promoting and organizing C4 efforts. To those chapters, I say continue doing what you've been doing. However, challenge yourself to go beyond that. Some chapters have determined members. Some have officers, and some of you are here today. Okay? You've had exposure to promoting C4 efforts. C4 efforts have been wisely used by many chapters as their college project. My opinion, why would you want to do anything else? Now, it is a conversation you need to have with your college president, your college administration. This is a benefit to all, so while college president and I, we don't want to see C4. In my opinion, C4 from Factory Capital's headquarters has served this program to us on a silver platter. Why not take advantage of it? So I consider it a win-win proposition for chapters, colleges, and community college students. There are a number of C4 resources for us to take advantage of. Okay, if you go to ptk.org, on the programs, you see Community College Completion Course. Okay. For those of you who are new, you're going to hear the word core, you're going to see challenge. They mean the same thing. I personally like to use challenge because it gives you something. The core refers to the fact that we're an army of people reaching out to other students to encourage them to complete. But basically, this is a challenge for all of you and for our fellow students to complete their degree. A short way to get to the same website is www.ccccompletion.org. One of the things that you find interesting is a question that was asked on the completion challenge website. Why do college students drop out? And then it tells you 25% of students who enrolled in the fall semester do not return the following semester. Okay. In case you didn't know that, that's a scary statistic. But a statistic we can work from and build from and use it as motivation to move forward to lessen that number of dropouts. So this is an eye-opener, and there are other eye-opener opening statistics for you to learn from and educate yourselves and others. So based on that, just a little bit of statistic, that one fact, some conclusions we might arrive at as first semester freshman students are an endangered species. How many of you almost didn't make it? Or how many of you started years ago and then you dropped out in the first, second semester? Unfortunately, you're back. So think of all the people in your chapters, in your colleges, that would be in that situation. So my opinion, incoming freshmen are chapters multimedia natural target group. Now there are other target groups, like veterans. Somebody mentioned veterans. Okay, there's a population that, and I'm in my job, my regular job, I oversee the veterans efforts in our college. There are many veterans, especially those who recently left the war zones. They're not ready to come back to civilian life. They're definitely not ready to come back to college, and yet they're there because VA benefits and all that. There's a target population. How many veterans in the group? Please stand up. Get an education. Talk to them this weekend. Find out how tough it was for them to make that transition. Everybody's so knowledge. You got the government benefits come in. You don't have to worry about tuition. There's a lot that goes on in their lives. So that's another target population for you to work with. And every college has them. So the earlier you meet, welcome, and begin supporting new students, okay, increases the chances of that student becoming a positive statistic at the end, and they will complete their degree. So this is where I'm offering food for thought and brainstorming and C4 action planning for all of you. Consult with your chapters, advisors, chapter alumni, and returning members. Consult with your college president and administration if you're going to use this as your college project. And why wouldn't you, in my opinion? Find out what has been done, what has worked, what hasn't worked, and learn from that. What new twists can be applied to improve on what has been already done? Again, this is going to be my first year doing this. Get on the van and let's go visit some colleges on that 5th day of C4 week. It's just an example. Okay, quote, tell me and I forget. Show me and I remember. Involve me and I understand. I'll get back to that in a second. What resources have not been used? College faculty and staff. Tell me and I'll forget. You may have gotten your professors to sign the play card last semester, last year. Okay, but come this September, they forgot about it. So you have to come back and remind them. Show me. Math. Tell them the results. Okay. In my opinion, in my campus, I can do this. These are the results of C4 efforts. Okay. They had something to do with it. They had an investment in it. Okay. It's a picture of my chapter and all fighter captains seal gold. Okay. It was wonderful to see. It's a tradition we've started many years ago. We do this half hour before graduation starts. And this is by far the largest. There's 98 people in this picture. Okay. We normally have 50, 60. I couldn't believe the numbers. Involving and I understand. Faculty members, bring them into the picture. They have something to do with it. Okay. Ask for 5 minutes before a class at the early part of the semester. And you could have different types of students in there. But talk about completion and the support that this organization can offer the students. Okay. What I call not yet active members. Every chapter is going to have a share of members who just don't have the time. They may want to, but they just don't have time. Life doesn't allow it. But I'm going to believe that every one of you here and every single member in the chapters can do one thing to help one person. So everybody can do it. And with that, we're not asking them to do anything different than what they're already doing. They sit down to study. That's how you get your A's. Well, it's just a matter of reaching out to a fellow member, a fellow student in your class. Let's study together. Bring them into a study group. All kinds of ways you can be supportive. Sometimes it's lending that ear. Somebody just needs somebody to talk to. So rather than walking out of their house, their college or classes, frustrated, leaving campus, and maybe never come back, you're the lifesaver. Okay. It could be that simple. In the membership oath, you remember these words. Promise to aid all members in all worthy endeavors. Is C4 a college completion and worthy endeavor? I believe it is. How about your campus leaders, student government, okay. Chapter alumni, your chapter alumni, or make resources, use of the resources of the chapter of your Middle States Regional Association. How about your favorite professors? Make them a completion champion. They too can join the force. So you're making a part of this whole deal because again, this is not only a reflection of the students' efforts, but their efforts as well. We have, and some of you have, some chapters here may have done, probably do every year, a phone-a-thon calling prospective members who haven't yet responded. And it's interesting to make those calls. Okay. Linda was talking about reaching out to people, and some of you who hesitated and didn't come in right away, and some of the reasons why not, sorority, fraternity, all that kind of stuff. Those phone-a-thons are quite interesting in terms of why the people's perception and reaction. But this is about members. So in whatever way it might work for your chapter, for you to make contact with those folks, send them an email, please give me a call, or just give them a call. Again, depends on your college policies and proper laws and all that. But let's assume you make contact with a student. And you can ask questions like, would you be interested in mentoring a freshman student? Okay. You're not asking to come to a meeting. You're not asking to lead your HIA project. You say, would you like to mentor a freshman student? One student. Ideally, you have to find it then hard to mentor 2 or 3. But let's start with 1. Another question, would you be willing to assist classmates accepting support from an academic success role model? Okay. You must say yes. With that, I'm sure all of you, somewhere within the first month of every semester, you can go to each one of your professors. Professor Smith, is there anybody in class that is maybe already having trouble with this class? And could I be of assistance? That's all you need to ask. And I'm sure all of you, in every class that you have, professors say, yeah, I know one person. Unfortunately, there are probably 5, 6, 7 of people that can use your help. It's just a matter of you asking, can I reach out and help someone? This is slogan in C4 world. Each one helps one. That's all we're doing. And Patty mentioned, your reward's going to be at graduation. There's going to be that person that walks on stage, perhaps not the fact that I can't remember, but walks to graduation, and in your heart you say, I did something to get that person, help that person get there. They did it on their own, but I did a little something. And you're not asking for a trophy or a spotlight, and you just know in your heart, I did a little something. Okay. Combination of many of us doing that, lots of people walking on that stage in graduation and complete their degree. Regardless of what answer you get from folks when you talk to them, do one thing: get them to go online and complete the completion pledge online. Okay, that one person who got it in their mind that yes, I need to complete my degree. Okay, follow up to everything. This is one opportunity for all chapters to add another leadership opportunity. Find one or more people, and this could be your education majors. Be somebody who's mathematical, somebody who's into computers, somebody who's into research. Okay, that is to coordinate the chapter C4 efforts, tally the participants, end of semester year outcomes. Add that to the end of the year, completion. Okay. My chapter will have an opportunity on the 14th, Flag Day, in front of our board trustees to kind of give a report of what they've accomplished this past year. Okay. My president-to-be, Kendra, is here, and 3 of my other outgoing officers are going to be there to present. We can't quantify it yet, but I've got to believe that the last 3-4 years has something to do with this picture going from 50, 60 people to 98, and those are the people that came to graduation. How many of our members just didn't walk for whatever reason? So that's something you want to brag about to your administration. The magic of people signing the pledge online is that headquarters is going to be able to track those people. And so rather than say, well, a lot of people did, in my campus, 527 people graduated this year for the entire year. We normally haven't gone, this is a record, we've never gone beyond 450 before. Okay. Through that tracking system, we'll be able to then call the presidential and say, you know, X number of those folks is because we did something. Okay, so take pride in that, take credit for the efforts. So at this point, get ready, set, go. Let's Middle States have a fabulous completion year, a continued excellent completion year. Thank you.
So the only thing keeping you for lunch is me, and if you just sort of tie all of it together, because some new things are going to happen with completion as it relates to Middle States Complete this year. Like we said, the entire region is going to do it in that entire region. Okay? But each state has its own identity within the completion effort. The NJC4 will exist, as it has over the last several years. There are leaders with the completion, statewide completion efforts. PAC4 will make its second run at it, 2 consecutive years, right? Delaware will be on its third, and we have, starting with us this year, Maryland. So let's give our Maryland chapter a big round. So each of the geographic locations will have their own hashtag, you know, NJC4, PAC, and all that, but the region itself will have its Middle States Complete. And a lot of exciting things are going to be happening. We're going to kick it off, hopefully, tentatively. We know the date's going to be October 15th. We're just working on the location. Where part of the day we will be focusing on Middle States Completes, and the second part we'll be working on Middle States Honors in Action, and that'll be October 15th. Working with my co-advisors in the state of Delaware, more than likely it will be in the state of Delaware where we have that. And the reason being, good reason, the Middle States this year is celebrating its 30th anniversary. The Middle States was chartered out of the state of Delaware. It is the home of the Middle States region, and we want to bring one epic, awesome event back to the state of Delaware where it all began in the first state. So we'll keep you up to date on that. Some of the things that, like our New Jersey chapters and our Pennsylvania chapters, we had all these forms that you had to do and send them in and get them signed and give us your template and all of that. All of that's going to be online this year through Google Docs and Google Forms and all of that. Each of the geographic locations will be led by the 4 Middle States region alumni, Middle States advisory board members that represent the state. So those 4 individuals, along with the associate coordinator, and then the county system or the commissions in each of those states will work together to push that forward. And we're going to get an awful lot of support from headquarters from this. Great news. I am proud to report to all of you. We will be the recipient of a $5,000 grant to support our efforts in completion this October. And that goes to all the help that and all the work that Linton and Joanne have put in to get us that money. So thank you for our hands. Stay tuned. Enjoy the ride. And one more thing about the completion effort. We want you to sign, but if everybody, whether you're a member or not, you can relief on ptk.org and you can take the pledge. That's where we want you to make your pledge and show all others.